hypocrite.
Yes, you are.
No, my values are aligned with my actions. So you're saying just because lions kill others, then we should be cruel. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying we should be cruel. I'm saying we should care about the people. Is it cruel to tell poor people, you can only eat vegan stuff?
Is that
they
what we're doing?
They can't even afford
Is
it.
that what
They
we're
can't
doing?
even afford
That's
it.
not what this debate is about.
Hi, my name is Sophia, and I'm welcoming you to the first episode of Nas Debates. Today we're going to talk about if eating meat is ethical or not. On my left I have Lorena.
Hello everybody, my name is Lorena. You can find me as Sustantophila, and I am against animal exploitation, which is why I am here. And I want to invite everyone who's watching this to open up your minds. If you're watching a debate, it's not to stay in the same position that you were at, but to listen to the other side and question your beliefs.
Thank you, Lorena. On my right side I have Tal.
Hey guys, I'm Tal and I eat meat, yes. And I want to open the debate today about meat eaters. I want to break the stigma, and I think we can get there.
Now let's go straight into the debate. Lorena!
Okay, for my first point, how can it be ethical to kill an animal just because you enjoy the taste of it? To me, a life is not comparable to a few seconds of pleasure.
I disagree. We don't eat meat just for the pleasure of it. We eat meat because we need to get the nutrients inside the meat. Like, to get a healthy lifestyle, you need fruits, you need like pasta, you need all kinds of stuff, but you also need the stuff you get from meat. Vitamin B12, for example, you can only get from meat. And if you don't eat B12, what might happen is that you can get dizzy, you can lose your strength, you can get very, very weak. So that's a risk that I'm not willing to take.
And I'm not saying be deficient and don't nurture yourself. But what I'm saying is there's alternatives to everything. So even B12, yes, it's one thing that you cannot get from plants. And it actually doesn't come from meat, it comes from bacteria. And the reason we're not getting it is because we wash our fruits and our veggies, right? But we can get a vegan alternative of that through taking pills. And I'd rather take 2 pills per week than have an animal get killed for me.
But that's the thing, I don't want to eat pills. I don't want my diet to be full of pills. Like, I don't want to feed my kids with pills. I don't want to feed
It's not full of pills, it's a vitamin that you can take. And anyways, animals are getting B12 artificially as well. They're getting these supplements. So I'd rather just remove the middleman and get it straight without any killing.
Fair enough. Okay, but like, beyond that, there's also the idea of who pays for this meat? Who pays for your food? Who has the money to pay for that food? Those vitamins cost money. The vegan option costs money. Are you gonna go to like a third world country and tell them, okay, you're gonna have to eat vegan options when they can barely afford to get water?
Well, it can be argued that the cheapest options are the vegan ones because you got like rice, lentils, potatoes. But at the end of the day, I believe it's really a privilege to be able to choose what you eat. It's not just that you have the money for it, it's also that you have the time, that you have the access to information, and that you have the freedom to choose what you want to eat. So all these are elements that are a privilege to have. And because I have that, then I will choose to not support killing every time that I can.
So I have a problem here. Like, first of all, like, it's about the food chain. Like, we are not in the same space as other people in the food chain. Like, we are humans, we are above animals. I believe that you only care about animals because they have a face, because they're your pets, because they're your cats, because they're your dogs. But if I was to ask you a question right now, would you care about the well-being of cockroaches? Would you care about the well-being of worms?
So I don't kill cockroaches, but I do kill mosquitoes. So I get what you mean. And there is a dissonance between my morals and my actions in that sense. And that's a dissonance that I've had, like, and most people have it all their lives, where they try to justify their actions to like, no, it makes sense. There's a reason I've been doing it. So yes, I agree. I still have some selective empathy, but I will try as much as possible to extend my kindness to the most that I can and to reduce the cruelty as much as possible.
I think it's only natural. Like, lions eat antelopes. Like, tigers eat humans, if they could, you know? Like, we are in the jungle. This is the law of the jungle. And if we are more powerful than other beings, we are entitled to eat them. Like maybe not too much, maybe not like to destroy wildlife, but we are entitled to eating animals.
Dolphins rape, so should we? Like, I don't think we can justify our actions to what nature does. And also this whole like hippy dipsy concept of like the circle of life, like it's so disrupted by now. That's not how it is. We like have this big soy crops and that are like deforesting, and then we take that, then we feed the cattle who are caged, and then we like just slit their throats, and then this doesn't feel like this circle.
I understand. It is not a nice sight, you know, like killing chickens, killing like cattle and stuff. But if that's what it takes to feed human beings, if that's the cheapest and easiest way to feed the people who are dying like in third world countries or anywhere like where they don't have access to all kinds of different vegan options, then I think that's the most viable options we have right now.
But how can it be the easiest and cheapest if it takes up a lot more land, a lot more resources? So one thing that really shocked me when I learned is that it takes 18 times more land to have a diet that has meat on it than one that is based on plants. And this is because you have a middleman. You take the plants, you feed them to the animal, and then you eat the animal. If you just remove the middleman, you need way less plants. We get to feed everyone, and it has a lesser impact on the environment.
But is it like arbitrary? Like in a sense, for example, avocados. Everybody loves avocados, right? So people love avocados, and avocados take loads and loads of water to make. See what I mean? And we have to eat them, and they're so good for our health, you know? So maybe we have to destroy a little bit of the planet to get our food. Now, of course, let's not abuse that right that we have, that possibility that we have. But like avocados are awesome for health. What are we gonna do about it?
Yeah, but just because we need to use resources doesn't mean that we need to like exploit them in a crazy way, right? So I have this phrase which is to try to destroy the world a little less. I'm not saying you're saving the world by not eating meat. I'm just saying like it will reduce your footprint significantly, and that makes it worth it. If you also want to fight against avocados, then go for it and reduce your avocado consumption. But once you compare the impact that meat has to any plant-based food, it's like a huge difference.
And now I would like to move forward to the closing statements. Tao.
So I would like to say that I respect vegans a lot. Like, because in the end, they are right. Like, it is true that the meat industry is not good for the environment. It is true. But I just want to make sure that the question for this debate is eating meat ethical? And for me, putting humans first beyond animals is the ethical way to go. Of course, if we can reduce meat consumption, that's better. But like, let's make sure that we put humans first.
Tao, thank you. Lorena.
Okay, well, thank you for the respect. I think at this point we've seen that they're not against each other. We've seen that you can get the right nutrients through it. You can reduce by far the amount of cruelty, and you can reduce your environmental impact by avoiding meat. But this conversation is very simple to have as concepts. So I would like to invite the audience to watch a documentary called Earthlings to get an idea of what is happening. Watch the documentary, and then we talk. Then we can see if we agree.
And now it's time for the audience to vote.
Let's go.
Come on, say not to cruelty.
Let's go meat, let's go meet, let's go meet, let's go meet, let's go meet.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, yes,
go.
yes, yes, yes.
Mark.
Look at this, look at.
It's a tie!
I don't know how to feel.
I don't know. I really thought I was gonna win.
I thought you were gonna win as well.
I didn't win.
Yeah.
So I didn't win that.
So what? You're going vegan now or what?
Not yet.
A little bit. A little bit.
I'll reduce it. A bit.
How much?
I'll reduce it a bit.
How much?
I don't want to make promises I can't keep. But I would use it, I promise.
This is the end of the debate. Now let me know what you think about if eating meat is ethical or not in the comments down below.